Okay, so she got to potty. She went potty this morning, so we get to go straight to it. Hopefully, I'll be able to do some counter condition work with the leashes. It's interesting to see all the little changes that kind of mess things up, right? Like, we've been doing pretty good in leashing up in the hallway without being super scared. Today, but I haven't been carrying the backpack, right? Today I carried the backpack and she was super scared about it. Now I think part of it too is yesterday there was a lot of moving around. I had to do some deep cleaning. Deep as in, I had to do some pretty good cleaning. And so moving all the crates around, and moving the X pin over. And I had to get into my closet that's behind the crate so I could get a bike tube and all that kind of crap. So that's builds stress up, right? That they have to come down from. But what was I saying? Was yesterday the day we did group stuff where you worked with Waylon? Yeah, it was, right? Good girl. So we got to do a couple lurings, right? So even that is stressful, right? So we did a couple lurings. That was yesterday, yeah, Tuesday. Good girl. So we're just gonna walk a little bit. I was trying to figure my brain out. I ate breakfast. I should be okay. All right. She peed on the way out. She pooped this morning, so she's not gonna poop again. So let's see. Let's get probably about right here. And she's been doing some, see, look at that, that's good girl. Right, instead of staying back, she almost immediately came up to me when I sat down. Let's try to get my hot dogs available. She take one. Oh, she spit it out. Right. So ideally, she would be taking it, and we would take this other leash. So I'm probably just gonna do it just to do it and be like a desensitizing thing. Because we're leashing 4 times. Now it started where I would reach into the crate to leash her up because that was the only way to get her out. So she's kind of leaning away. Is it because of the way I moved when I sat down? So ideally you would offer food, she would take it, and you would come in with the other one. Oh, good girl. And take that one off. Right, so she sniffed on my hand. She's not taking the food, but we can, you know. And I've seen a couple of guys lately that they're like, "Ow, that stuff's stupid," but I've seen it work, and I'm big on if I see it work, I'm going to try it. Especially if it's like ideally giving food and then doing the motion, right? See, and I wanted to do this inside because that's where we have problems. Sometimes you have to go where they're more comfortable, right? Now, unfortunately, inside, this is more scary. Like, see, I'm doing this right here, and she doesn't even care. Good girl. Right? So each time, that's a hand going there, doing the leash, hand coming. And you can do that for, like, when they bolt. Like, say you take the leash off and then they bolt. You can do the double thing. So that way and those guys, what they'll do is when you take one off, they're going to try to bolt on the other one, and they'll kind of naturally correct themselves, which that's not what we're doing here. But a little yawn. You little weirded out by this? All right, so she's much better about my hand going there. Inside, she's still weird, so it's just time repetitions. And if they're taking food, then it makes it go so much faster. But if they're stressed out, let's see if she'll take food now. No. See, she doesn't even smell it now. Where at first she put it in her mouth. At first she put it in her mouth and she spit it out. That's a bummer. Right, and we got a weed whacker guy over there. Is that part of it too? Or is this just a weird thing? Right, so this would be desensitizing to the action. And that's what I'm trying to do inside too when she comes down. Maybe I need to wait longer. Sometimes I get so focused on, we got to get out and do stuff. I'm so used to that big energy. Good girl. It's almost time to get your nails did too, huh? They're not bad. Right. Right, so see how I'm getting super close and she's not pulling away or moving away. And again, she's not bad with people. It's just, it's not comfortable for her, right? So, let's go get a little walking. Ready? Come on. And then I'll come, we'll sit down and I'll do it. Did I do it 5 times? I forgot to count. I mean, the fact that I could do it that many, I've done it before out here when I put the long line on her, before all this stupid grass stuff. And she would always kind of pull away. Hey, she would always kind of pull away, right? So, but I wasn't doing repetitions of it. I wanted to wait till she was more comfortable. Maybe it would have been better if I would have done it sooner, right? The only way to get over it is to go through it. I wanted her to get more comfortable with the environment and with me, right? Before doing, because every time you do that, it's more pressure and more pressure. So for me, I want to kind of see, we don't want to do too much pressure, right? To start with. Some people say just do it. Just do it and go. Good girl. Let me do one more circle and we'll do the exercise again. Changed the routine up on her today. Sort of, kind of, because I broke up my outings. I did all my guys with Olivia, then I came back and dropped off the old man and the little guy. Took Olivia and Waylon with Charlie. So let's see here. Right, so a while back, even just that would make her back off and even go into it down. Just the fact that I was sitting down. Good girl. All right, and she offers to come close. That's good. There's nothing going on. Hi. Right. Right, so this right here is kind of invasive, right? My body going towards her instead of just being totally sideways. You think she'll take food now? Probably not, but I'm going to try again anyways. Oh, she licked it. Then I can do longer facing her, right? Pretty sure by now she knows I'm not going to do nothing. It's hardwired in her brain to be scared. Who knows the traumatic experience, how much it happened? I mean, we know the last 2 years, not at all. But how much do the fosters know to do things like this or feel comfortable doing things like this, right? When they're scared. See, now we got a little bit of a pull away there. So I think we should stop this crap. So I tend to want to get another good one, which a lot of times messes me up, even on the trick stuff, like sits and downs and all that crap. So sometimes I mess up by going too much. I think this is one you don't want to go too much, right? Because the stressors are building. So if we do just one more of these, whereas just one more sit, you get an ugly sit, who cares, right? With just one more of these, we're building more stress up. That we do care about. And she's also really good about moving, right? So that's another thing. When she's moving, she usually does pretty good, as long as nothing happens. Like this morning, I kicked a water bottle because I wasn't watching what I was doing. Good girl. So, right, so maybe if I didn't do all the cleaning yesterday, because that builds the stress, right? So even with sleeping overnight, she's not going to come all the way down. So maybe because of that is why she's not taking food again. Maybe she needs the dogs around to be taking food. So maybe tomorrow I'll bring her with Waylon. She did real good, like one time of a lure with Waylon. Then something happened. Oh, I think Raider ran by, went over, so she got distracted. It's okay. It's not, that stuff isn't that important. It would be nice to start getting it going. But we got to go her pace. Right? Good girl. Say, thank you, girl. Thank you for sniffing my leg. Let's go walk around. Oh, she got a whole walk around the block today, too. When I say around the block, it's down the path, back around those townhouses that I'm blocking. Right, so there's townhouses back here. So we go off that way. There's the long way, and then it goes back that way. And then I come back around. Did I do a whole 8? Like I'll do like an 8. Or a B, I call it. Sometimes I do an 8 where we come this way. I'm watching my fingers to the screen. Go around the back, then go around that way, then walk down Coit, which I'm probably not going to do with her until she's comfortable going on this part over by Coit because the traffic. Although sometimes the traffic doesn't seem to bother her. Hey, girl. Probably should have not done that one. Unless if there's a parked car and traffic, then that's too much for her. If it's just, like if we're walking through the neighborhood over here and a car goes by, she doesn't care. But if there's a car parked and then a car comes by, she gets weirded out. And there's other places like where let me kind of show this. So there will be manhole covers, and she wants to go way out. So even right there, she's trying to go out, maybe because of the way I was doing my hand. She wants to go way out. I've been not letting her go as far, so there's a little bit of pressure as we walk by. But I used to let her take a super wide berth, and so now I'm allowing less and less. And so there's places where she used to really fight to get away, and I would initially go farther away, so that way she wouldn't be fighting so bad. If she's just pulling over a little bit, it's okay. I didn't want her fighting so bad. And then, so now, even in those places, that distance is shorter and shorter. I've started taking away the somewhat taking away the flight part of it, or the ability to flight. Like when she first came, I totally gave it. Get as far over as you feel comfortable. Like the first day, wherever you feel comfortable, that's where we're gonna stop and wait. And then after a few days, I started being, okay, we're not going quite so far. because after a few days she feels more comfortable, so she doesn't want to go as far. It just takes time, right? There's a little smile on you. All right, let's, I don't know what I'm talking about, so, or I don't know where I'm trying to go, I should say. And how far do you want to go all the way around or just over there? Oh, we got a little yawn. Is it a stress yawn? You're going to stay out today. Every day, I make her stay out in the mornings. And then the evenings, she can come or go as she pleases. She usually comes out and looks when I get back from with one of the other ones, and then goes back in the crate. What else? Last night I tried to feed her in the room, not in the crate, and I left it there for an hour and a half. She wouldn't come out, and this was after I had washed her and moved all the crates around because she was out. So I moved all the crates around and cleaned. And then we did walks. No, that was after the pre-dinner walks. It was before I made dinner. And then I made dinner and she didn't want to eat it. Even when I left the bowl out, I reached and put a little handful of food in the crate just so she knew it was food. Like she can't tell that it's a food bowl. What a dummy. He's a big dummy, right? Am I a big dummy? Sometimes? Am I sometimes a big dummy? Or always? Stop, dude.